Alright, you guys, and welcome to a brand new video. It is your boy, Tornadoes Man, and today we are reversing the story. This brings us back to the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado, as this same 2013 Moore tornado took the same damage path as the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore, Oklahoma tornado. In this video, we will discover and uncover facts of the 2013 Moore, Oklahoma EF5. This tornado was formed on May 20th, 2013 at 2:56 p.m. and dissipated May 20th, 2013 at 3:35 p.m. The destruction was 39 minutes. This tornado was rated EF5 on the Enhanced Fujita scale. The path length was 13.85 miles. Highest wind speeds 200 to 210 miles per hour. Fatalities 24 plus 2 indirect. 212 injuries, $2 billion in 2013 US dollars. McLean and Cleveland counties in Oklahoma were affected. This tornado was part of the tornado outbreak of May 18th through May 21st, 2013 and tornadoes of 2013.
2013 Moore tornado was a large and extremely violent EF5 tornado that ravaged Moore, Oklahoma, and adjacent areas on the afternoon of May 20, 2013, with peak winds estimated at 200 to 210 miles per hour, 320–340 kilometers per hour, killing 24 people, plus 2 indirect fatalities, and injuring 212 others. 3. The tornado was part of a larger outbreak from a slow-moving weather system that had produced several other tornadoes across the Great Plains over the previous 2 days, including 5 that had struck portions of central Oklahoma the day prior on May 19th. The tornado, along with the 2011 Hackleburg Phil Campbell and El Reno Piedmont tornadoes, has the highest rated official wind speed on the Enhanced Fujita scale, if the upper range is considered. Tornado touched down just northwest of Newcastle at 2:56 p.m. CDT, 1956 Coordinated Universal Time, and quickly became violent, persisting for 39 minutes on a 13.85-mile, 22.3 kilometers, path through a heavily populated section of Moore, causing catastrophic damage of EF4 to EF5 intensity, before dissipating at 3:35 p.m. Central Daylight Saving Time, 2035 Coordinated Universal Time, outside of Moore. The tornado was over 1 mile, 1.6 kilometers, across at its peak width. 4.13 The 2013 Moore tornado followed a roughly similar track to the deadlier 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado, which was rated F5. Neither of the stricken schools in the area had acquired purpose-built storm shelters in the intervening years. 5. Tornado caused catastrophic damage around the city of Moore, with 1,150 homes destroyed as a result. Damage estimates ranged up to $2 billion, making it the costliest tornado since the Joplin EF5 tornado in 2011. Taking a path through the heart of Moore, an estimated 13,500 people were directly affected by the tornado. 6. Large swaths of the city were completely destroyed, and unofficial estimates place the number of severely damaged or destroyed buildings at 1,500, with another 4,000 affected. 7. In contrast to the violent nature of the tornado, the death toll was relatively low. The tornado was ranked as the 9th deadliest tornado in the state's history. 8. The lack of further fatalities was attributed to a 16-minute lead time on the Moore tornado given by the National Weather Service Forecast Office in Norman. 9. Following the tornado, President Barack Obama declared a major disaster in Moore, ordering federal aid to the city, allowing recovery efforts to begin. The city would later adapt stronger building codes in response to the tornado, stricter than what is usually required in the United States. As of 2025, this tornado is the most recent to be rated EF5 officially before the EF5 drought. 10. Meteorological synopsis. An NWS preliminary comparison of the tracks of the 2013 Moore tornado, red, the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado, green, and the 2003 Moore Choctaw tornado, blue. May 20, 2013, a prominent central upper trough moved eastward toward the central United States, with a lead upper-low pivoting over the Dakotas and upper Midwest region. A southern stream shortwave trough and a moderately strong polar jet moved east-northeastward over the southern Rockies to the southern Great Plains and Ozarks area, with severe thunderstorms forming during the peak time of heating. With the influence of moderately strong cyclonic flow aloft, the air mass was expected to become unstable across much of the southern Great Plains, Ozarks, and middle Mississippi Valley by the afternoon. 11. Evidence of an unstable air mass included temperatures in the low to mid-80s degree F, 27 to 30 degrees Celsius, dew points that ranged in the upper 60s degree F, 20 degrees Celsius, to the lower 70s degree F, 20 to 22 degrees Celsius, and CAPE values ranging from 3,500 to 5,000 J per kilogram. Deep layer wind shear speeds of 40 to 50 knots, 46 to 58 miles per hour, enhanced storm structure and intensity. 12. These were present ahead of a cold front extending from a surface low in the eastern Dakotas, southwestward to near the Kansas City area and western Oklahoma, and ahead of a dry line extending from southwest Oklahoma southward into northwestern and west central Texas. Outflow remnants from the previous night and the early day convection across the Ozarks and the middle Mississippi Valley were a factor in severe weather development, with the most aggressive heating and destabilization on the western edge of this activity across the southern Great Plains and just ahead of a cold front. 11. The National Weather Service office in Norman, Oklahoma had warned as early as May 15 that there would be a possibility of severe weather on May 20. Most intense severe weather activity was expected to come across the southern Great Plains, specifically central Oklahoma, during the afternoon on that Monday. As such, the Storm Prediction Center issued a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms during the early morning of May 20 from southeastern Missouri to north-central Texas. The degree of wind shear, moisture, and instability within the warm sector favored the development of supercells. Very large hail and tornadoes were both expected with these supercells, with the possibility of a few strong tornadoes. 11. The Storm Prediction Center issued a tornado watch at 1:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, CDT, early that afternoon for the eastern two-thirds of Oklahoma, northwestern Arkansas, and portions of north-central Texas. Given the atmospheric parameters thought to be in place at the time, the Storm Prediction Center inadvertently underestimated the threat of tornadic activity that afternoon. The probability table for the tornado watch, the 191st Severe Weather Watch issued by the Guidance Center in 2013, indicated a 40%, or moderate, probability of 2 or more tornadoes and a 20%, or low, probability of 1 or more tornadoes reaching between EF2 and EF5 intensity within the watch area. The watch did, however, say that 1 or 2 strong tornadoes were possible. 14, 15, 16. Development and track. An aerial view of cumulonimbus clouds over Oklahoma a couple of hours before the tornado. Time-lapse of the Moore tornado via radar images from its formation to dissipation. Note the large debris ball signature. Thunderstorm that eventually produced the tornado developed less than 1 hour after the tornado watch was issued, around 2 p.m. CDT, across northern Grady County. Its rapid intensification resulted in the National Weather Service Weather Forecast Office in Norman issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Grady, northwestern Cleveland, northern McLean, and southwestern Oklahoma counties, including southwestern portions of the immediate Oklahoma City area, at 2:12 p.m. CDT 17. The thunderstorm quickly attained supercell characteristics, with rotation at the mid-levels of the storm's cloud structure becoming apparent even before it was officially classified as severe, due to the sufficient amounts of wind shear present over central Oklahoma. Due to the expected intensity of the storms, 3 of the Oklahoma City market S5 television news outlets minus NBC affiliate KFOR-TV, Channel 4, ABC affiliate Coco TV, Channel 5, and CBS affiliate KWTV, Channel 9, minus suspended normal programming and went into wall-to-wall weather coverage immediately after the tornado watch went into effect. 18, Fox affiliate KOKH-TV, Channel 25, and Telemundo affiliate KTUZ-TV, Channel 30, began their coverage as the first severe thunderstorms erupted southwest of the state capital and subsequently began relaying their audio feeds to radio stations throughout central Oklahoma. As the forecast suggested that the most significant severe weather would occur in the mid-afternoon, around the time classes concluded for the day, many worried parents began arriving at schools throughout Moore and South Oklahoma City to pick up their children in advance of the storms. 19:20. 2:40 p.m. CDT. As rotation in the supercell was increasing at the cloud base, a tornado warning was issued for far northeastern Grady, western Cleveland, northern McLean, and southern Oklahoma counties, as the storm approached the Oklahoma City metropolitan area. 21. The rapid formation of the storm may have been associated with a descending reflectivity core and interplay of complex cell mergers. 22. Formation and initial intensification. This page was last edited on the 28th of June 2025, at 2015, UTC. The existing tornado warning, the Norman Forecast Office declared a tornado emergency for southern Oklahoma City and Moore as various storm spotters confirmed that the large, violent tornado was approaching the area. The Twin Lakes Dual Polarization NEXRAD radar, near Lake Stanley Draper, detected a tornado debris signature 1 mile in diameter within the accompanying hook echo, as the tornado crossed into portions of South Oklahoma. Extreme vehicle damage and ground scouring at the Celestial Acres horse training area. Tornado maintained at least EF3 intensity as it crossed the Canadian River into Cleveland County, and a decommissioned US 62, US 277 bridge was severely damaged. Most of this bridge had to be demolished after the tornado ripped part of it from its mount and tossed it across I-44, US 62, Shish 37. 27. The tornado then continued moving east-northeastward through the extreme southern portion of Oklahoma City towards Moore, roughly following southwest 149th Street. At that point, it began to grow rapidly in width, and a second brief area of EF4 damage was noted near South May Avenue, where several homes were leveled, and one was swept clean from its foundation. This home was determined to have been nailed, rather than bolted to its foundation. 4. A vehicle frame, engine block, and various other vehicle parts were found tangled within a grove of completely debarked trees in this area. 23. As the tornado began to cross into South Oklahoma City, a traffic jam had occurred for a stretch of several miles along Santa Fe Avenue, as residents attempted to either escape from or pick up their children at schools located near the tornado's path. As the station's news helicopter was capturing live video of the tornado, then KWTV Chief Meteorologist Gary England upon seeing footage of the backup that was being relayed by pilot Jim Gardner urged drivers caught in the jam that may have been listening to the station's audio simulcast on area radio outlets to use nearby streets to detour out of the tornado's expected track. 20. The tornado weakened briefly to EF3 strength before re-intensifying to EF4 intensity near Foreman Drive, flattening several homes as it moved through mostly rural areas south of Southwest 149th Street. As the tornado struck an oil production site, 4 oil tanks were blown away, one of which was never found. The others were thrown considerable distances, one was found a mile away. 24. 4. Tornado maintained its intensity as it struck the Orr family farm and the Celestial Acres horse training area, where up to 100 horses were reported killed, some being tossed into entangled in downed power lines or thrown on top of nearby buildings. Several horses that survived the tornado suffered severe injuries, with some being impaled by tree limbs or boards. 28. 29. Every building at Celestial Acres was either leveled or swept away at EF4 intensity. The ground on the property was scoured to bare soil, debris from structures was granulated, and vehicles were thrown and stripped down to their frames. Surveyors noted that based on the contextual damage, the tornado was likely at EF5 intensity in this area, though the construction quality of the affected buildings only permitted an EF4 rating. 24. 4. A 10-ton propane tank on the Orr farm property was picked up and thrown more than a half-mile through the air by the tornado, and a strip mall near the farm was completely leveled as well. 24. 4:30. The tornado continued east, heavily scouring an open grassy field before impacting Briarwood Elementary School, which was completely destroyed. The NWS originally rated this damage EF5, but further evaluation and a 2014 study published by the American Meteorological Society revealed evidence of poor construction at the school, and the rating was downgraded to EF4. Remarkably, no fatalities occurred at the school. 24, 31, 32, two 12,000-gallon water tanks that were also swept off of the Orr family farm grounds were thrown into this area. The roof of Briarwood Elementary was struck by one of them, potentially aiding in compromising the building's structural integrity as it bent the steel girders that held up the roof shortly before the main vortex struck the building, while the other fell onto and destroyed a home a few blocks east of the school. 33. Past Briarwood Elementary, the tornado intensified even further and entered densely populated areas just west of Moore, including the Westmore subdivision, where many well-built, anchor-bolted brick homes were flattened at EF4 intensity, and 2 were swept clean from their foundations, with damage at those 2 homes rated EF5. 4:34. Moore. National Weather Service Tornado Damage Survey Map KML file. Edit, help. Meteorologist Tim Marshall surveys a neighborhood that was devastated. Tornado continued generally northeast at EF4 strength, completely debarking trees and leveling entire neighborhoods as it moved into the western city limits of Moore. Many homes were flattened in neighborhoods to the east of South Santa Fe Avenue. 35. The tornado was initially rated EF5 in this area as only the bare slab of an anchor-bolted home remained. 23, however, it was later downgraded to an EF4 as an inspection revealed the home's anchor bolts were missing their nuts and washers. 23. The tornado then destroyed Plaza Towers Elementary School at EF4 intensity, where 7 children were killed when a cinder block wall collapsed on top of them. More than a dozen homes in a subdivision just to the south of Plaza Towers Elementary were completely swept away, all revealed to have been nailed rather than bolted to their foundations. Damage to this subdivision was subsequently rated EF4, though the tornado was likely violent as lawns were completely scoured down to bare soil. Entire blocks of homes were flattened, trees were completely debarked and denuded, vehicles were thrown and mangled, and the ground was severely scoured in other residential areas nearby. The damage also earned an EF4 rating in these areas. Most of the fatalities from the tornado occurred in the Plaza Towers neighborhood of Moore. 24:4. In one of these houses, a block away from Plaza Towers Elementary, a woman was killed as she tried to seek shelter in a closet. 36. Moore Medical Center and many vehicles left in ruins after the tornado. Further to the northeast, at least a dozen cars were piled up against the front entrance of the Moore Medical Center, which sustained EF4 damage. One car was lofted and thrown onto the roof. Many homes in neighborhoods near the medical center were completely destroyed, including a row of 4 well-built brick homes with anchor bolts that were swept away, with damage to those 4 homes rated EF5. An open field directly behind this row of homes was deeply scoured, with only bare soil and clumps of dirt remaining. A nearby manhole cover was removed, and multiple vehicles were mangled beyond recognition and caked in mud in this area as well. 37. The nearby Warren Theater was spared a direct hit, but still sustained considerable damage to its exterior. 4:31. A bowling alley in the area was leveled, 31, and a 7-Eleven, which was on the northern part of the damage path, was completely flattened with 4 people killed inside, including a 3-month-old infant. 38. The nearby Moore Cemetery was heavily damaged as well.